You ever notice how some HOAs don't just want to manage communities? They want to control lives. Because this story right here, it started with water, boats, and a rule that made absolutely no sense. I live in a quiet waterfront condo community in California, the kind of place where mornings smell like salt air and evenings glow orange over the water. People moved here for one reason: the water. Kayaks, canoes, rowboats, sailboats. That's not luxury here. That's lifestyle. And for years, nobody had a problem with that, until the HOA decided it was time to remind everyone who's in charge. One Tuesday morning, I opened my email, and there it was, a notice from the HOA board. Subject line: New Community Boat Policy, effective immediately. I clicked it casually. Then my smile disappeared. The policy said, every resident is now limited to 2 boats only. 2. No matter the size, no matter the type, no matter how long you've owned them. And me? I had 4. 2 canoes, 1 small rowboat, and a sailboat I restored myself over years. They weren't clutter. They weren't junk. They were my life. So I thought, this must be a mistake. I checked the details. This wasn't voted on by residents, not discussed in a community meeting, just approved by the board. 5 people. 5 people deciding what hundreds of residents could or couldn't own. I called the HOA office. A calm voice answered. I said, "Hi, I'm calling about the new boat rule. I've had my boats for years. Is this really happening?" She replied, "Yes, sir. The board voted on it." I asked, "When did residents vote?" She said, "They didn't. This is a board rule." That's when something inside me clicked. This wasn't about space. This wasn't about safety. This was about control. So I requested a meeting. The board sat behind a long table like a jury. The president, a man who had never owned a boat in his life, cleared his throat and said, "This policy is about fairness." Fairness? I asked, "How is it fair to force me to sell property I've owned for years?" He said, "Well, you can choose which 2 you want to keep." I looked at him and replied, "So if you had 4 kids and the city said you could only keep 2, you just choose?" The room went silent. Another board member spoke. "This rule is legal." I said calmly,